A man wakes up to find a hobo clown staring down at him. Be ready for a story that you will never forget. It was a cold, dark night when I suddenly woke up. The room felt icy, and I saw a figure standing at the end of my bed. It took a moment for me to understand what I was seeing, and then fear gripped me. A hobo clown was there, staring at me with piercing eyes. He had a painted smile stretching from ear to ear, and greasy red hair sticking out from under a shabby top hat. His clothes were colourful but worn out. I could hear his raspy breath, and it sent shivers down my spine. Fear froze me in place. I couldn't move or speak. Thoughts raced through my mind, wondering how the clown entered my house and why he was staring at me. Questions without answers overwhelmed me, but I knew I had to find the courage to escape this nightmare. The clown seemed to enjoy my distress. He raised his finger to his lips, motioning for silence. My heart pounded, but I forced myself to hold my breath. Sweat trickled down my face, and I silently prayed for a way out. My body screamed at me to run, but I felt stuck to the bed, trapped before this terrifying creature. I tried to scream for help, but my voice failed me. I had to face this nightmare alone. The clown's eyes never left mine, mesmerizing me with their intensity. He pulled out a worn envelope from his pocket and handed it to me, still smiling that horrific smile. I couldn't understand how he remained calm while I was consumed by terror. Summoning all the courage I had left, I reached out and took the envelope. It was cold and damp, as if it had been touched by many hands over the years. I trembled as I opened it, and inside, there was a photograph. My eyes widened at what I saw. It was a picture of me, peacefully sleeping in my bed. How could the clown have taken this photo? Panic gripped my heart, and when I looked up from the picture, the clown's smile had grown even wider. The fear became too much to bear. I broke free from the paralysis and lunged towards the bedroom door. Adrenaline surged through me, giving me strength I hadn't known I had. The clown's laughter echoed behind me as I ran down the hallway, desperate to escape. As I stumbled out of the house, the cold air hit my face. My heart raced, and every gasp for breath felt urgent. Glancing back, I saw the hobo clown standing in the doorway, his malevolent eyes watching me. I ran as fast as my trembling legs would carry me. Not daring to look back, fear pushed me forward, and only when I reached my neighbor's house did I collapse, exhausted and terrified. Sleep became a struggle after that night. Every sound in the darkness seemed to be laughter. Every shadow held the hobo clown's face. I lived in constant fear, haunted by his sadistic smile, praying I would never encounter him again. Even now, I can't explain that terrifying encounter. Was it just my imagination running wild, or was it something more? Some mysteries should remain unsolved, and some terrors must be accepted. Hiding in the shadows, waiting for the moment to remind us of the darkness that exists in our world. Days passed, and the feeling of unease continued to overwhelm me. It was as if the chilling presence of that night had spread throughout my life. Sleep became a rare luxury. As I spent restless nights staring at the ceiling, dreading the clown's return, my once peaceful home became a maze of fear. Every room harboring hidden terrors. Every creak of the floor or gust of wind whispered the clown's laughter. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, his menacing eyes always upon me. As time went on, the lines between reality and nightmare blurred even more. I caught glimpses of his painted face in the window, or heard his distant laughter from the corners of my mind. The sleepless nights slowly eroded my sanity, leaving me in a constant state of fear. In my desperate search for answers, I began investigating the history of my house. I stumbled upon a newspaper article about a traveling circus that had passed through our town long ago. One of the clowns, known as Hank the Hobo, had mysteriously disappeared. Could it be that the hobo clown haunting me was the vengeful spirit of Hank? The puzzle pieces started to fit together, though it brought little solace. I was being tormented by the restless soul of a deranged hobo clown, forever bound to haunt me. Determined to free myself from this torment, I reached out to a paranormal expert for help. Together, we delved deep into the dark corners of my home, searching for a way to banish the clown's presence. Late one moonlit night, we conducted a séance, calling upon the spirits for guidance. As we chanted, a strange energy filled the room, sending shivers down my spine. The air grew thick, as if something supernatural was about to unfold. Suddenly, a voice broke through the darkness. It was chilling and hollow, sending shivers to my core. The hobo clown had answered our call, his presence stronger than ever. He taunted us with whispers and laughter, reveling in his twisted power over us. But we didn't back down. The paranormal expert produced an ancient talisman from his bag. He held it high, and a radiant light burst forth, surrounding us with warmth. The hobo clown's laughter turned to screams, and with one final shriek, he vanished, leaving behind an eerie silence. Relief washed over me as I realized the nightmare was finally over. The house felt cleansed, as if a heavy burden had been lifted. The expert assured me that the clown had been banished, never to return. Though the memory scarred my mind, I knew I could reclaim my life and find peace in the darkness. As time passed, sleep returned and the nightmares faded. Yet, a hint of anxiety remains deep within me. Some horrors are too powerful to fade away, reminding us that evil can lurk in unexpected places. They wait for the perfect moment to awaken, plunging us into an inescapable nightmare.